Hi guys and welcome back to my channel Bookish Drama. My name is Ethan and today I am back again to bring you guys a update video. I'm going to be telling you the books I have been reading recently, also going to be telling you guys my TBR updates about my life and everything that you need to know. You have seen two videos previously that I had pre-filmed and now I edited them and uploaded them, but they were filmed like in March or April, and this is my first video that I am filming since then, so I am sorry if I am a little bit rusty, but I will try to do my best. I just finished my third year at university. I'm so happy. I am already getting my results and I am quite happy about them, so that's great. And now I have 1 week of holidays and I'm going to move to a different city to start my summer internship, which I am so excited about, but it is going to be a hectic time for me because it's going to be 3 months, and right after I finish the internship I'm going to go back to university with no holidays. So I'm not going to be having any holidays just this week, but it's not going to be a holiday because I have to pack, plan everything. I also have to choose my electives for next year at university. I also have to choose my end of degree project, which lab experiments I'm going to be performing for that. So I'm quite a bit stressed but also happy about how things are turning out. Now that that is out of the way, I'm going to start showing the books I have been reading recently, which was not much to be honest, but let's see. One of the books that I finished is Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas, which is the second novel in the Throne of Glass series, as all of you know, I am sure. Yeah, I thought that I was going to enjoy this one more than the first one, and I kind of did, but not a lot more. I was feeling a bit confused. These books are pretty easy to follow, but I was feeling confused sometimes, and also I kind of predicted the ending. Yeah, I kind of saw that coming. It was not very surprising, but I am excited about how things turned out and I am eager to know what the future holds for our main characters in these novels. I had my bookmark still in it, so yeah, I'm taking it out and putting the book back on my shelf. Then what I read is this graphic novel, White Sand by Brandon Sanderson. I read this in Spanish because I don't have the English version, and it was pretty interesting. I thought I wasn't going to like it. It was my first ever graphic novel that I read, so it was an interesting experience. I didn't enjoy this format as much as regular novels, but yeah. I thought I was going to enjoy it a little bit less, but some some things in here were quite good, and I'm excited because here we met one of the characters that plays a big role in the Cosmere, who is Chris. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you much about what she does, but she is involved in writing all the Ars Arcanum and making the maps that appear in all the novels. There are two people that are involved doing that, which are Chris and Naz. And yeah, here we met Chris, and I'm quite excited to know what else she has to offer in these novels and how she starts playing a big role in the Cosmere. So I'm excited to know if in the future graphic novels we'll see some of that or not. I also read the snippet of White Sand that was here in Arcanum Unbounded. This is a collection of short stories set in the Cosmere, and for White Sand what we get is first of all, wait, let me find it. I cannot see where it is. First of all, we have the first pages of the graphic novel, and after that, we have the text that inspired the drawing. So, White Sand was planned to be a novel first, but that didn't work out for Brandon Sanderson as well as he thought it was going to be, so he decided to turn it into graphic novel instead. But the first two chapters from the actual novel are in here, and they were quite enjoyable to read, and yeah, and we saw basically the same thing that we see at the beginning of the graphic novel in written format. And the last thing I read was also here in Arcanum Unbounded, and it is the last novella that I had left from this book, so I have finished it, and the novella that I read was It's Dancer, which is novella 2.5 in the Stormlight Archived series. So it is a little novella that takes place a little bit after Words of Radiance, and it serves as a prequel for some of the events that take place in Oathbringer. In this novella, we follow Lift, who is one of the most interesting characters that have appeared in this series so far. We follow her go from a city to a different city, trying to accomplish some things. We meet some interesting characters that play quite a big role, and we also kind of see the effects that the ending of Words of Radiance have in this world. I thought I was going to enjoy it less, but I was surprised because it was actually quite good. Not as good as the actual novels in the series. This was shorter. It also felt younger, mainly because our main character Liv is like 14 years old, so she is on the younger side, but still it was pretty interesting to see how her mind works and what has happened to her in the past that's made her the way she is now. I don't know if it is absolutely necessary to read this novel, but Brandon Sanderson says that he wrote it just because in Words of Radiance we see Liv in one place, and in Oathbringer she is in a whole different place. So in this novel you kind of see how she went from one place to the other and what happened in between and all of those effects. And that's it. That's all I read since the last wrap-up I did that will be popping up right there. And now I'm just going to be telling you what I plan to read next. As the last thing that I read was It's Dancer, well, what I did after that is starting Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson, which is the third novel in the Stormlight Archived series. I am so excited. I am reading actually this other copy. I have two copies of the same books, although this one is in Spanish and this one is in English. This is beautiful. How beautiful this design is. Like, it's actually gorgeous, and the end pages are just phenomenal. Like, I have no words to express how good this book looks. In the English version, what we have is kind of the same thing here, but in the Spanish one you can see it better. And also the spine is here, and we have the same drawings. So yeah, it's the same basically. Although the Spanish book is quite longer, it is 1400 pages, whereas the book in English only has 1200, which is 200-page difference, which is basically the length of a book. So yeah, I have read about 100 pages of that and it is amazing. Absolutely great. After that, I want to continue with some series. For example, In an Absent Dream, which I also started yesterday, and I am about 60 pages into it, so basically 1/3 of the way through the book, and it is quite good as well. In this series, I liked each book less and less and less, and this one is proving to be quite interesting so far. I am not entirely sure how much I'm enjoying it yet, but it is pretty interesting. It is one of the most complex books in this series so far. I don't know how to properly explain it, but once I finish it, I will try to articulate my thoughts a little bit more in my wrap-up or my review. And the other two books that I have left to show you are two short story collections that I have to read in order to continue with the series. And yeah, the first one that I'm going to show you is the one that I actually have started, and it is The Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Reyes Brennan, and Maureen Johnson. This is a short story collection following Magnus Bane throughout history. We start in the 1700s, I think. Let me see. I don't know where to look for that, but yeah, 1791, and we basically end in the events that take place during the Mortal Instruments series, basically. So that's a lot of generations. We see a lot of the characters from the Infernal Devices. I guess I will see some of the Mortal Instrument characters too. This book is better than I was expecting again. I didn't like Magnus Bane a lot, but he's growing on me right now, and I am enjoying his character way more than I did before. The other short story collection is this one, The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas, which is the next book she published after Crown of Midnight. It is not absolutely necessary to read this book at this point, but it is when it was published, so I always read everything in publication order in order to experience the story the way readers did when it was published. I think that that is the best reading order for everything. In the Shadowhunter books, read them in publication order. Brandon Sanderson's books in publication order. Throne of Glass books in publication order is just the solution to all the problems. I'm quite excited to get to know Selena's past, because in the actual series we don't get a lot of that, but we only get a few mentions here and there, and I want to know all the story behind her. So yeah, I'm quite excited to continue on with this series. That was all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on my next one. Bye!